on social media at A10Varsity and visit the website a10varsity.com. Today's first matchup features the Blue Springs Wildcats and the Blue Valley West Jaguars. And now the starting lineups. First for the visitors from Blue Springs. 6'5", 35, Jacob Lucho. 5'11", junior, number 23, Devin Jackson. 6'1", junior, number 1, DeQuan Hicks. 5'9", senior, number 2, Terrence Green. 6'2", sophomore, number 4, Kenny Woodard. The assistant coaches for the Wildcats are Eric Shore, Jordan Pinnett, and the head coach is Adam Jones. Blue Springs is making their fourth appearance in the A10Varsity sports event. And now, with their 10th showing in the A10Varsity showcase, the Jaguars of Blue Valley West. Starting 16th seed, number 23, Kay Weissel.
And a good Saturday afternoon, basketball fans, and welcome to another episode of Saturday Afternoon Showcase Style. We are live from Piper High School in beautiful Piper, Kansas, for the A10Varsity Showcase number 43. Can you believe it has been 43? I remember when I was 43, David Trimble. Those are the days. Those are since long gone, my friend. But we are now moments away from tip-off between the first official game today. We had a Special Olympics contest that you'll be able to watch on replay on a10varsity.com and A10Varsity YouTube channel in the coming hours and day. But right now we have the Wildcats of Blue Springs High coming in with a 4-7 record, doing battle against the Jaguars of Blue Valley West and their 6-3 record behind head coach Ryan Hintz. The EKL squad trying to win this bragging rights game between Kansas. Oh. And a technical foul. We are looking at our notes and trying to punch all the buttons. We missed a technical foul. How about that? What a start to this showcase number 43, David Trimble.
And I missed what it was. Maybe we'll be able to get some clarification here in just a little bit. But a little bit of an interesting start off to.
Now, how often do you see a score of 1-0 with 8 minutes left in the first quarter?
1-0 to start the game.
Well, just like many showcases have shown us in the past, you kind of expect the unexpected here. Nice look inside, up and off the glass. Making it look easy is Cade Weissong. The 6-foot senior, do everything, stand out for the Jaguars. Going to hear his name quite a bit tonight, and here come the Wildcats. Terrence Green behind his 13-point per game average. He's going to shoot around to the freshman phenom, number 35. You see him streaking down to the low post, looking to square up. Short corner, tried to force a pass into Devin Jackson, and it wasn't there. Going the other way. Here's Michael Baum, a little floater off the back iron. Gets the roll, and it's in 5-0 early in favor of the Jaguars.
And Baum was able to intercept that pass and take it coast to coast for the bucket. And now we're heading back the other way.
So far, the Wildcats struggling to find a rhythm, but you know who has the rhythm right now, and that would be the team wearing white with red. For the Jaguars and the Wildcats out of Blue Springs wearing their blacks with the yellow numbers as well. Nice little touch off the glass, doesn't go, but an offensive rebound almost goes to Brady Brungard. Couldn't come up with it down to the right corner. Looking for a little help. They're going to reset up top. And that is DeQuan Hicks, a 6'1" junior. Next to Terrence Green and his 12-7 a game. DeQuan Hicks coming in averaging 12.5. And you can see it in his sizzles. He's bringing it up the court. He certainly has that kind of that wiggle that you see from some of those explosive playmakers bringing the rock up the court.
And you got some sizzle and some wiggle. You got a lot of. Did you get a new thesaurus, Sean?
Sizzle and wiggle. I did not, but I probably should. I thought you were going to tell me that I was kind of sizzling in these new kicks, but apparently not. Nobody's noticing. How about that? Now we have some water. Now we can get to business. Thanks to Shad Rader for doing the water running. And the Wildcats trying to go from the outside in. They're kind of a 4 to 5 out to in sort of offense. And again, cannot convert, but the Jaguars have an opportunity. Nice little pass underneath. That was Max Orr. And that is Brady Brungard, the 6'5" senior, puts it up and in. Right now, the Pirates the Jaguars.
It says Pirates on the court.
Right.
Because that's just where we're playing right now at Piper High School.
And
the Pirates are not actually playing right now.
All right, thanks for the clarification. I'm looking over to the bench, and typically that's where Piper would sit, but not today. Occupied by the Jaguars, up 7-0, touchdown and an extra points. And a well-timed timeout call by Adam Jones and his Wildcats. And Gene, just a little bit of a breather. Coming over here to the Sunflower State, where they haven't been, but Blue Springs certainly has been on the road. In fact, they've played a couple of games up in Lincoln. In fact, 3 games of their 11 total happened in the Cornhusker State, and another big win for the Nebraska Cornhuskers, who are still undefeated on the season. They go into Assembly Hall in Indiana and scratch and claw their way to another victory. Already in the top 10. I think Nebraska's sort of like the Indiana in college football this year. But back to the game at hand. There are no Cornhuskers here on the court, but there are a number of players that will be taking their talents to the next level. In fact, in the majority of the games that we're going to see here this afternoon, in fact, all the games, there's at least one player from each squad that will be taking their talents to the next level. Some football, but many basketball. Good trap being applied by the Jags, and still can't get it to go, but an offensive rebound. Nice little twisty turn. He tried to get a little bit too fancy with the handles, kicks it out for 3. No good. But Jacob Schluto, 6'5", he's only a freshman. And you look at number 35 in his frame, and as soon as he gets a little more beef, a little more meat on those bones, you know he's probably going to grow at least another 2 or 3 inches. He's going to be highly sought after for his basketball skills to the next level.
And on that last shot down the other end, Max Orr, the big man, showing the nice touch. Able to get that one from about free throw distance.
Right into the lane, making his own shot. Doesn't get it to go. Terrence Green, though, had a great idea. They're going to give him the lane. He's going to take it all the time, every day, when given that opportunity. Here is Brady Brungard from the left wing. Nice little twisty in this. Oh, he can't get it to go, but it might have been a little sidestep foul underneath. Let's see if they're going to call that on it. Will go against Brady Brungard. His teammate was in there on that action, but they're going to get number 5. And his big 6'5" frame. Coming in now for the Jaguars, that is Brooks Brigman. The 5'8" senior is going to try to follow and stymie Devin Jackson. He's got his hands full. Wildcats still looking for their first points of the game. 4:13, 4:12 left in the first quarter. Showcase number 43. Glad you're with us on this Friday. These are me to say Saturday afternoon here at Piper High. There's a good hustle play. There's Brooks from 3. Nothing but. He made that look way too easy, like he'd done that a few times. Brooks Brigman makes it a 12-0. 2 dozen to nothing right now for the Wildcats. 3:52 left in quarter 1. We'll be right back live from Piper. You are watching HN Varsity Showcase number 43. Welcome back. 3:45 left in the first. 12-0, the Pirates. Again, the Pirates will be playing next. The Piper girls will be taking on Blue Valley Northwest. And then the nightcap, which will probably start around 8 to 8:15. Number one team, at least by ranking, Oak Park, going to be bringing their talents in here to face off with the Pirates of Piper High. Kicks out, squares up. That is a textbook play. Very fundamentally strong. And I tell you what, Cade Wyson, we've seen him over the years. That young man he's kind of got those special instincts, those basketball smarts that you just can't teach. He's got like eyes in the back of his head, David Trimble.
And he does absolutely. And that was a great dribble penetration. Kick it back out for the three.
Ooh, fade away. They got the first two the hard way. Kenny Woodard, the 6'2" sophomore, breaks the ice at the 2:45 mark left in the first quarter. Now going the other way, a little bit off the mark, but an offensive rebound goes to the hands of Peyton West. Good hustle by the Jags, and again, trying to get it done, that's Brooks Brinkman. A little bit off the mark. Here come the Wildcats, trying to put a couple of points, a couple of baskets, 4 points back to back.
And I'd like to see a little bit more movements from Blue Springs here. They're just all kind of standing around the perimeter. You know, it's almost like they're waiting for somebody else to do something.
Right.
I need to see somebody setting, let's get back to the fundamentals.
Sure.
Let's set some screens, do some back cuts, some ball fakes. Let's get something going, boys.
Well, David, I would, but I'm calling a game right now.
I mean,
multitask, right?
Excuses.
Everybody has them. All right. That's a good observation. And one of the things, that's another tough shot, a fadeaway from the near side corner. Drops it in, makes it 15-4. 2:01, 2 minutes left in the first. And another quick foul, unnecessary foul. And, when you're up by right now 11 points in the first quarter, you might be a little more, the technical term I think is loosey-goosey with the hands, just, hey, you're out there kind of letting her rip. The thing I was going to say about these earlier games, and from experience, anytime that you're playing in that non-traditional time and you're not suiting up and tipping off at 7 or 8 o'clock, it's just a little bit different. Blue Springs, of course, has to travel about, I call it about a 35-mile trip.
A 35-mile-an-hour trip.
35-mile trip.
It'd take them a lot longer if they were going 35 the whole way.
Oh, my. But make no doubt, that's Victor. 5'9" sophomore, getting some quality minutes here in the end of the first quarter. Fade away again. Kenny Woodard.
Nobody crashing the boards there for Blue Springs. You got to get on those offensive rebounds. Give yourself some second chances.
I think the Wildcats are kind of like us, sort of trying to find their rhythm here in game number one. But I have no doubt that Coach Jones is going to get them right throughout the game. Put his team into a position to kind of claw their way back. So that's what the Wildcats do. Wildcats and the Jaguars.
You got a cat fight.
Indeed we do. Peyton West. That's a tough shot, but he made it look easy. 6'3" junior. Liking what I'm seeing out of him right now.
And that was, again, showing the finesse to get that one off the bang board.
Got a couple of mismatches that right now the Wildcats have been unable to take advantage of so far. Good ball movement this possession. When they have those switches, they have a great opportunity to work the ball inside of the big fella. Number 35. Standing at the free throw line right now, waiting on the inbounds pass from Devon. Evans Johnson. We're just going to call him DEJ. Little head fake, dribble drive to the left. Left wing. Back up top. 30 seconds on the game clock. 20 on the play clock. Final moments of quarter number one. game number 1. The A10 Varsity Showcase number 43. He's going to let her rip from long range. That's a tough shot, but time was kind of ticking away, but he did have plenty of it. I think he kind of maybe panicked a little bit.
And Brooks Brigham was trying to get in there and swipe that ball away, ended up picking up the foul.
I tell you what, I can't stop looking at the rebounding or the lack thereof by the Wildcats, because you made a great point, David Trimble, and that 19-4 score that we told you it was just a little while ago is going to be that as we head out of quarter 1. We'll be back with quarter number 2 next, live from Piper on the A10 Varsity Showcase number 43. We'll be back.
Mark your calendar for the 10th annual A10 Varsity Football Combines this spring on April 25th and May 2nd in Kansas City. NCAA, NAIA, and JUCO coaches will be in attendance, watching drills, laser-timed 40s, 7-on-7 play, and more. And results will be sent to over 3,000 college coaches. Register today, pay later at 810combines.com, or get a great stocking stuffer. Check it out now at 810varsity.com or 810combines.com.
And we got 1 quarter in the books. 19-4 in favor of Blue Valley West. Blue Springs looking to change things around, and we've got Nylan White, a little strong on that shot, but it was able to go in, bringing it to a 7, and they're playing some tenacious defense, are the Wildcats right now. Max Orr having to bring it back out up top, reset the play. Just underway here, second quarter. That one dances up on the rim a little bit, and we're pushing it the other way. Kenny Woodard. Kenny Woodard is able to get that one to fall. And quick timeout here. 30-second timeout with 7:21. Just getting underway here in quarter number 2, game number 1. Showcase number 43 on A10 Varsity. A10varsity.com. Thank you for joining us here on this Saturday early evening. And thank you very much for Piper High School for hosting us. And needing some help. It's kind of a little bit of a floater into no man's land to get that, and they are able to recover. And I think they're saying that his little tippy toe, pinky toe might have been on the line. Was Terrence Green on that one, so that one is going to stay with Blue Valley West under their own basket, and they're setting up their offense.
You're going to stay with Blue Valley West, like on their bus?
Yeah, I mean, in somebody's house, I'm hoping.
Nice. Let me know when you get there. Cade Wysong. There's in every game, there seems to be 1 or 2 players from each team that you say, you know what, that guy can play ball at any level. He may not have the height as, well, obviously he doesn't, as maybe a 6'7", 6'8" forward. But he has that kind of that grit determination. He's always going to be around trying to, you know, he's trying to get in there and scramble for a rebound. And look at him there. He's going to play sound defense. But Blue Springs now, after that timeout and kind of that quarter reset, putting together some points and another opportunity. Good communication. One of the first times we've heard that out of the Wildcats today. There's the freshman, top of the key. kind of surprised, Dave, that they haven't worked it inside to number 35. And they got Brady Brungard down there, but he's been out a couple of times. And they haven't been able to work that low post.
I mean, if I've got somebody that is 6'5", albeit if he's a freshman, things like this and showcases like this are places where you develop that talent. You develop that feeling for being inside in there among the trees, if you will.
And Terrence Green, one of the best plays of the game so far. He didn't come up with points, but I love the way that he tried to extend that play out. He knew the foul was coming, and he drove right to where he needed to be. Now he's going to be at the stripe trying to make a couple the easy way.
They are free, they say.
Are they really? All about the free.
So they say. I'm not sure who they are, but they say it.
Got an email last week saying that I had won a free car. I sent the money in for the deposit. I haven't heard it back, but I cannot wait. I'm so excited. Not sure what kind of car. He just wanted $400, so I, of course, sent it right away.
Absolutely. I'm waiting to hear back from that Nigerian prince as well.
Whoa. What was his name? Because that's exactly the email that I got.
Nice basket there. Daquan Hicks.
21-13. And here come the Wildcats. Scratching their way back in, but you can't really stop KY Song when he's on fire. Playing like his hair is on fire. Trying to get some energy on defense are the Jaguars. Trying to squelch this little run that the Wildcats have been able to put together. Looking for some help now is Terrence Green. Out on the right wing. Going to stay in possession of the Wildcats. Plenty of time on the shot clock. 17 to be precise. 2 team fouls for the Jags. No team fouls for the Wildcats. Here in quarter number 2. Dribble showing off his handles back out to Hicks. He's going to let her rip. Why not? Only way that you can make points in this game is to shoot that rock.
The only thing I would have to say about that is the shot was pretty, but it's not that pretty. You got to follow it.
That's exactly right. Oh, he thought about it. Gonna let it rip. Said, okay, maybe a little bit too far out. But I like Max Orr. He thought about it just for a second. Sort of like my New Year's resolutions. I thought about getting on the treadmill this morning.
And that was a fantastic backdoor cut right there, and he hit him in stride for the easy layup right there.
Here's Green again from the right wing. Being pressured by Max Orr. Now baseline short corner fade away off the glass. Does not go. Long pass ahead to Max Orr. There was the block. I know, of course, a lot of the fans say, oh, that's a travel. But the ball came out of his hands before he, at least that's how I saw it. Or are you thinking otherwise, David Trimble?
Oh, I'm not too sure, Sean. I mean, I think he did have
contact. Take it up with the
contact.
officials down there, David.
You know what? They're doing a great job down there. I'm going to let them keep doing their thing. They're doing a better job than we are up here. That's for sure.
Oh, you got that right. Showcase number 43 on the heels of showcase number 42. Is that right?
I didn't know if we were counting by ones or twos.
I think ones.
Okay.
So according to my math, we're about, maybe a year and a couple away from the Showcase 50 that I understand. That, of course, all the showcases are a pretty big deal. But number 50, I think Mr. Rader with 810 Varsity has a little something, a little extra in store for the fans. So we'll be excited to hear more about that in the coming months. But right now, 27-13 in favor of the Jaguars out of Blue Valley West over Blue Springs. Kansas over Missouri. 4:48 left before halftime.
And speaking of Kansas and Missouri, with the shot clock, specifically with the shot clock, are both states in the same program on the shot clock, or is it because is Kansas still all the teams in the league have to agree?
In the same league, it is still technically optional, but yes, the entire league as a whole has to agree. And quite frankly, I haven't heard of any leagues. There may be some down south or out west that have elected not to, but I think everybody sees the proverbial writing on the wall that it will be a mandatory shot clock starting with the 26-27 school year. It's my prognostication, of course. Ooh, sweet touch.
Such a nice shot right there.
Michael Ball. There, I love that again. If they're going to leave it open, you take that every time, young man. Daquan Hicks says thank you very much. Daquan averages around 13 a game, but he shoots nearly 50% from the field as well. Sluto with the rebound. And Hicks again that time. I might have jinxed him just a little bit. Came up a little short. There's Victor Kipkule. I hope I'm saying that right, Victor Kipkule.
That foul on Daquan Hicks for Blue Springs. That's his first.
31-15, 3:42
Basket's good.
before halftime. Couple of substitutions coming in for both teams for the Jags. Peyton West coming in. Got Michael Baum still in. And of course, Brooks Brigman back in as Elian. You know, typically I'd have a conversation with a coach or an assistant coach before the game. We had some extenuating circumstances before the start of this, so I apologize for not having Elian. I think it's Hoppe. That's what we're going to go with, IH. Terrence Green back up top. Terrence Green sizing up his defender. It was Victor Kule.
And Kenny Woodward able to get that one to swirl down the bowl and pick up that three-pointer.
Nice soft touch. Michael Baum gets a little help from Peyton West. Good ball movement. But the defense by the Wildcats has certainly stepped up here in the second quarter. Good hustle effort. Here's Kenny Woodard bringing it up. Looking for another bounce pass. He doesn't need to. Trying to draw the... Ooh.
And they do get the block and the and one there. That is a little bit in disagreement with Peyton West. He thought that he was there and set. But it is a blocking foul, and he's going to the line is Hicks for the three-point conversion.
The old-fashioned way, as they say. 32-21. Wildcats cut it to 11 here at 2:40 left before halftime and forcing another turnover. Here comes Cade Wysong. Cade was on the bench. He says, I've seen enough. Let me get in there and try to equalize this game out a little bit. Trying with some full court pressure. Terrence,
little easy full court pressure, not the end of the game. You know, you gotta do just a little something to make them pay attention.
You know, there's so many different types of defenses. You know, there's so many junk defenses being played out there. Of course, you got the man in the zone, but you know, back in my day when you heard press, it was truly a full court press. But now there's that press defense. It's sort of a amalgamation of a few things. So it looks like we might be.
When you were playing, were they still using the peach baskets or
leather helmets?
Leather helmets.
Oh, Matthew, that's a good hustle play by Jacob, getting it done again. Fortunately for him, he stepped out of bounds before he let it loose.
Nice little give and go, and that one is rejected by the 6'5" freshman. As coach calling out the plays over there.
I thought he was going to say
Omaha?
Oh, well, it could have been.
Omaha.
Thought he was point number 33. I'm thinking, hey, are we going to hear how to say it? It is Ilion, just like we thought it was, Ilion. 6'6" freshman.
That foul on Brooks Brinkman hit second.
There are two freshmen that are suiting up for the Wildcats today. Of course, Jacob, number 35, but also Jaden Brown, 5'11" freshman, wears the number 10. But on the other side, Ilian, for the Jaguars, the lone freshman for Blue Valley West. Off the heel of the rim, but going the other way now is Peyton West, filling all 5 lanes. Are the Jags kicking it back up top to Wysong, what he's done so many times before. Making it look easy. Cade Wysong on the year. Well, let's take a look here. Averages around 12 a game so far for Cade Wysong. The 6A in Kansas Jaguars. Part of the Eastern Kansas League, the EKL. Switches his dribble. Goes to the toughest place on the court to pop a shot right there on the elbow. Nice baseline drive, a little razzle, a little dazzle. It doesn't go down. Love the effort. 37-21, less than 30 to play before halftime. Walking it up, shot clock is off. Down to the 20 and a half left on the play clock. Unnecessary foul for Kenny Woodard. He's going to wish he has that one back.
Blue Springs his first, team's third.
Only his first.
It's been a relatively clean game so far. We haven't had too many. And, you know, obviously the team fouls don't carry over, but those personal fouls do. And, yeah, we'll see if that comes into play a little bit later in this game.
15-14 left before halftime. Jaguars, top of the keys, Michael Baum, and he lets it loose over to Cade Wysong, back up top. 5 seconds, 4. He's going to let her rip from way beyond the top of the key. And drains it. 40-21 is your halftime score. Jaguars well in control over the Wildcats. Bragging rights game, Kansas getting it done over Missouri. We'll take a break and we'll be back live from Piper. Showcase number 43 continues when we come back.
Tiki-taka, tiki-taka. Tacos, burritos, nachos, and bowls. Fresh frozen drinks, ice cold beer, and desserts. Tiki-taka, tiki-taka.
roll? Does it swing? Does it have a busted spring? If you call Door Systems, we have everything. That's 524-8535. Ask for me, Dory. That'll get you 10% off, you know. Hey, I'm no ding dong. Call us. Don't forget the 816, silly. Ask for me, Dory.
Pushing on the pedal till the pushing pedals. Burn on high, I can never settle. Standing on the sky, I'm at different levels. Cloud surface up, can't say I need limpid metals. Baby cloud, so I can't chase it.
And you gotta go.
Relax for times I take it. Y'all say talking, now just face it. Militant, you keep. Foolery, if you ain't out here, trying to rank special kind of unity. Got my little buddies, ain't no options, just you and me. Got my little street. It's a part of the game, but play the way shoot. We are not the same. Try to compare that why you doing it. Stepped in the game, decided I'm moving it. Stepped in the meeting, nothing but bullets just gave me out, but I'm still in control. Can't even open that hear a beat, I gotta ruin it. Telling y'all only the truth, that all of my raps are proof, that all of my bars gotta stand on their own. From not tell out a show, stand on the sky with the moon, so lost below it. Trying not blow it, know what's gonna happen if I ever smoke it. If I ever wrote in my life, I compose it. Gotta stay open, 360, no scoping, and my barrel stay smoking, and I stay floating. Big fortunes, lies you had. Would you ever sacrifice? Come kind of close to face. Learn no skin, better to embrace. Much can't change. Make my breath, I take my dose, my head, stay down. I'm like you, I do what I'm supposed to. I do what I'm supposed to. I'm drowning. Wrist so icy, wonder why she like me. I'm drowning. Water, I just bought a cube and dipped it in the fountain. Everywhere that I go, it's a light show. I'm surrounded. Bust down, bust down, bust down, bust down, bust down. I'm drowning. I just bought a Cuban ring and dipped it in the fountain. Chain so heavy, I feel like I'm holding up a mountain. Everywhere that I go, it's a light show. I'm surrounded. Bust down, bust down, bust down, bust down, bust down. I'm drowning. I'm way on my I don't go nowhere without them. If they don't let us in, they might throw shots at the bouncer. Activist medicine, got it straight from out the doctors. I'm with RJ, but I call him Wayne cause he's a shotter. Pick up the ladder, put it in the gun, make the knife stretch. Now it's with attitude, but we come straight out of Highbridge. I'm gonna make her panties wet when she see the way I flex. I'm gonna win the Grammy, move my family out the projects. We went from chilling in the projects to making projects. We was trying to get to the top and they tried to stop us. I talk for myself, I don't need no voucher. She looked at my wrist and she looked at 100,000. Wrist so icy, wonder why she like me. I'm drowning in water, I just bought a cube and dipped it in the fountain. Everywhere that I go, it's a light show, I'm surrounded. Bust down, bust down, bust down, bust down, bust down. I'm drowning. I just bought a Cuban ring and dipped it in the fountain. Chain so heavy, I feel like I'm holding up a mountain. Everywhere that I go, it's a light show, I'm surrounded. Bust down, bust down, bust down, bust down, bust down. I'm drowning. Just bought a brand new chain from Ariane. With attitude, but ain't from Connie. Look who that bit, I'm polo down like Carton. Cyber gang, I put a little on the quad. I
Tiki taco, tiki taco. Tacos, burritos, nachos, and bowls. Fresh frozen drinks, ice cold beer, and desserts. Tiki taco, tiki taco.
Hey, David Packman here.
Starter number 3, 40-21 in favor of the Jaguars out of Blue Valley West. Teams, unfortunately, for the Jaguars. You're a fan of Blue Valley West, not exactly the start you want. A quick foul picked up, and the third foul. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, indeed it is his third foul. Well, the Wildcats had a couple of little runs, mainly in the second quarter, to cut it within 9 points at one point. The Jaguars got to put the pedal to the metal, increase their lead to 19 at the break. Quan Hicks gets it over to the right corner. Let's see the defense of the Jaguars. All right. Not that you're going like in a triangle and two. That was just a young man out of place there for a second. Here's Wysong going to bring it up. Handing it off to Michael Baum, who impressed in the first half, David Trimble. But Cade Wysong really getting it done for the Jaguars, leading all Blue Valley West scores in that first half.
And coming out in this second half, I like what I'm seeing. I was seeing a little bit more movement out of the Wildcats on the offensive end. And then, I mean, their defense has been there all game. They've just needed to get their offense to get them going a little bit. Nice little Euro step there. Great rebound. And he puts it right back up. Does Jacob Shootlow to get them to 23-40, still in favor of Blue Valley West.
You know, Jacob's only a freshman, and we've been pretty effusive with our praise so far in the game for big number 35, 6'5" frame. But for a freshman to come in, and with the body frame that he has remarkably strong body control. Right wing, there's Green, no good. Offensive rebound, tips, and goes away. One thing that I've noticed, especially here in the second half, at least to start, David Trimble, the Jaguars are doing a lot better job of staying home on the defensive glass. The first half, it seemed like they were sending a couple of back up there a little bit earlier. Coach Ryan Hintz making an adjustment. Not that they really needed to, because he did out-rebound the Wildcats, but Coach Hintz not only playing for today, but also playing for the rest of the season. And Blue Valley West with a 6-3 record, you think, that's nice. But what if I told you that they are one of the top 10 ranked teams in Kansas Class 6A? They face a murderer's row of competition. There are only 3 losses on the year against number 1, by all accounts, Shawnee Mission South, the Raiders. Nothing greater than being a
Raider.
There he is, Shawnee Mission South graduate David Trimble. But the other two losses, one to Wash Rural out of Topeka, and then to Republic High School only by 5. They don't really have any games like this where they're able to separate this early in the contest. In fact, the only game that they came out on top where they had a little bit of a lopsided score would have been against Shawnee Mission East, and that was only a 43-30 final to a kind of a pesky but solid Shawnee Mission East team. Good heads up play, but can't bring it back. Victor can't put his clawed paw. Say that 10 times really fast.
And my biggest takeaway from that was I'm actually seeing Blue Springs trying to crash the offensive boards there a little bit. You know, they were definitely lacking in that area in the first half. And, you know, just being able to get second chance opportunities there on the offense is going to come up huge coming down to the end of this game. We're at 5 minutes left to go in this third quarter.
Kool-Aid at the line in his shiny shoes. Kip Kool-Aid's kicks. Shiny shoes. Kip Kool-Aid's kicks.
Yeah,
Fair
yeah,
enough.
I like that. Well, I mean, I'm more of a fan of alliteration myself, so.
Kip Kool-Aid, the Kool-Aid man.
Ooh,
I'm trying here. There you go. Thank you. Right on cue. 41-23. 42-23. Blue Valley West 5 left to go in quarter 3. Almost stepping out of bounds as Kenny Woodard hands it off, and that is a 3 from the right corner. Terrence Green leads all Blue Springs, scores, averages 13 on the season. Quick pick by Hicks. I was waiting for that one.
Picked by Hicks.
Yep.
And that was good. He just kind of picked his pocket right there. Started going back the other way. Picked up the foul. Blue Springs going to try and get a little bit of a momentum switch shift.
I think our camera operator, Hayden Kilo, picked my pocket earlier as I'm missing $20. Behind the back, Terrence Green scoops it up and off the glass. No good, coming the other way. Jaguars have numbers. They're going to pull it back up top. Wysong, good ball movement. Thought about the baseline drive, and then he realized, hey, that is Daquan Hicks, one of the top defenders for the Wildcats, going the other way. Look at that slice. I mean, he has had a number of opportunities like that, but he can't quite get them to go. Reminiscent of the, since we're at Piper, remember Max Johnson, David Trimble from DeSoto when they were playing Piper last year. So many of those shots from that same side of the court as well, up and off the glass, but the lid would not come off of the cylinder. 44-26, 18-point spread in favor of the Wildcats of Blue Springs, the Wildcats of Blue Springs are down to the Jaguars of Blue Valley West. Oh, yeah, first game of the day. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. Live from Piper, showcase number 43.
Does it roll? Does it swing? Does it have a busted spring? If you call Door Systems, we have everything. That's 524-8535. Ask for me, Dory. That'll get you 10% off, Hey, I'm no ding-dong. Call us. Don't forget the 816, silly. Ask for me, Dory.
Whenever I hear this little Humpty, I picture like a dozen ground squirrels with trombones. They'd have to be pretty small trombones or big ground squirrels. Take your pick.
Right.
Here's Nyland White. Get some good action here at the start of quarter number 4.
Actually, we're about 3.5 minutes left to go in quarter number 3.
Wow.
Coming out of that timeout.
You know, there's some inside baseball stuff we can talk about. I know it's basketball, but figure of speech. Sometimes just those little things kind of get you off kilter a little bit, and that certainly was the case earlier this afternoon. But all is well now. Glad you're joining us here on the 810 Varsity Showcase number 43 from Piper High School. Right now, you're watching game number 1 of 3. Immediately following conclusion of this contest, Blue Valley Northwest girls will be facing off the host school, Piper High, and their girls. And then the final game of the evening, the number 1 team in Missouri across all classes, according to most, the Northmen of Oak Park. Coming in here, it's a Piper High School Pirates. Going to try to steal a win and take the booty. The booty. Pirate booty. Speaking of, there it is.
Foul on Devin Jackson. That's his 4th foul.
3 team fouls for the Jags, 3 for the Wildcats. 3:01 left in quarter 3. Throwing it in is number 3, Michael Ball. Gets it to number 23. A lot of threes. Are we going to see one pop by number 23? Gets it to number 33. Oh, yeah. Why, son? Look at that. Slice right through the lane. Offensive rebound. Goes to the hands of Peyton West, and he does exactly what he needs to. You put that right back up, young man.
That foul on Kenny Woodard, his 2nd foul.
Second foul on Kenny Woodard.
Sluto returned to the game for Blue
Getting ready to throw it in is Michael Baum. Brooks Bringman took an extra dribble. Clearly, this is not the NBA.
Right, I think they were counting that, you know, the first one, count that as a gather rather than an actual dribble.
Terrence Green this time to the left side, left wing. I'd love to see Mo Darboe following his shot. One of the first times we've seen that. Now, to be fair, there are some programs and coaches, I'm thinking like Brad Underwood in Illinois. He says, hey, the shooter, no matter where you are on the court, as long as it's not in the lane, when you let go of that ball, you're getting back on defense. Everybody else is crashing the glass. Less than 2 minutes to go in quarter number 3, 46-26, 20-point lead for the Jaguars of Blue Valley West. Here's Peyton West for 3. 4 for 3. And he is feeling it, and so are the Jaguars, 49-26. Terrence Green looking for an equalizer. Wait for the screen to come across. Not as much pep in the step, and you can certainly understand why when you're kind of getting punched in the mouth right now like the Wildcats are. Or kind of a claw to the face like a cat would do. To a scratching post. I don't know.
And I'll tell you what, the freshman, number 35, Shutlow, he was showing off the handles there a little bit. He was trying to make some moves there, and he got the penetration, and then he kicked it back out. But there is definitely a bright future for that young man. And Blue Springs gets it in under their own basket, kicks it back out up to Green. Looking to get something going. Fresh shot clock. We're just down to about 20 on the shot clock, and they're working it around the perimeter. I'd like to see them trying to get some inside-out action.
That size mismatch, that is Brooks bringing 5'8", going against 6 foot, certainly holding his own. There it is, low post, rejected. Got to go right back to it, out of bounds. It will stay in possession of the Jaguars.
Staying with Blue Valley West, Kenny Woodard returns to the game for the Wildcats.
And out goes DeQuan Hicks. Had a cutter. Perfect. Oh, there it is. That extra second to allow the big guy to come through. And he does a great job at getting his hands up. Oftentimes, you just kind of wait for it, and when you see it coming, it's kind of a natural. Then you put your hands up. But the big fella was right there with his hands open saying, give me the rock.
Right. Give him a target, something to hit. And he grabbed it and put it right back up and extending this lead.
With 30.8 left in quarter three, 51-26. Blue Valley West over Blue Springs. This break in the action is sponsored by Microsoft Windows 11. Hey, give it a shot. Give it a chance. Second one, front of the rim, no good. Terrence Green waiting for Bringman. And how about Bringman getting that arm up there? Now, depending on the officiating crew, now that is certainly a legal play, but one of the points of emphasis for the officials over the past couple of years, I guess it's probably been about 3 now, is getting that arm bar out. And if he uses that as a way to get the defender off of him, they're going to call a foul. And that's not something that, certainly that I played with. I was able to get that out there and kind of stiff arm a guy, but not so much anymore. A lot of changes as the game has evolved. One of the great changes that I've certainly liked, in addition to the shot clock, is that flopping rule, at least in Kansas, where if the official determines that the player has flopped, that is absolutely a violation. Don't see it often. Did see it at the state tournament last year. We're at Piper High right now, 51-27, Blue Valley West going into quarter number 4, well in control. Let's see when we come back what the Wildcats, Coach Adam Jones, can pull out, whether or not they can kind of shrink this lead or not. We'll be right back live from Piper. Showcase 43.
Three quarters down. One more to go. 51-27 is your score. A nice little backdoor cut right there. Tries to throw it off the defender. Doesn't work. Heading back the other way is Judy. Passing it up to Woodward, who looks down to the big freshman. And that one, it looks like he had a little bit of happy feet, so they're going to get him for the travel. Basket is no good. So we're going to be heading back the other way.
Devin Jackson returns to the game for Blue Springs.
See what Blue Springs can put together in this fourth quarter. Can they mount the comeback? Or will Blue Valley West hold on and remain victorious in this game number 1 of 3 for the A-10 Varsity Showcase number 43. Nice little drive right there. Not able to convert on that. We're heading back the other way. DEJ with the ball. Passes it off. Nice little running hook shot there from Devin Jackson. And a little bit more of a true full court pressure. But the Jags are able to break it, and then nearly coming away with a steal.
What'd I miss?
Well, we had Judy with a nice defensive play right there. DEJ was making some moves on the offensive end and defensive end. And then now we're working it around the outside with the Jaguars. Nice little pull-up jumper right there. And quickly back down the other way are the Wildcats. Nice little drive. He does lose it. And a little behind the back is Baum working it all the way down. And no signal yet. And they called it an offensive foul, saying that Baum was a little out of control on that one. A little excited to get down there into the lane and make the basket.
Like an electron. Excited.
It's not that warm in here. Shouldn't be too excited, but definitely a little excited as Woodward's bringing the ball down. Loose pressure on the way back up from Wysong. A little in and out. A little fake cut right there, and number one, Hicks.
How many of the shots that the Wildcats have made have been contested shots like that? Those are not easy, but somehow they're able to find a way to get them in. Unfortunately for Blue Springs, a lot of those ducks underneath the basket just haven't gone down.
Are they ducks, not bunnies anymore?
I think they're ducks.
They're ducks now.
I don't know.
Flying ducks, Canadian geese. The majestic Canadian gooses.
Gooses? Excuse me. Beg your pardon.
Geeses.
He was going to try to back him up from beyond the arc. I like to see that. Good hustle by Michael Baum. Draws a foul. 53-31, 6 to play. Game number one of 3 games on the afternoon. Mentioned before, we'll have the first girls contest, Showcase 43 between Blue Valley Northwest, the Huskies, bringing their talents in to, you know what, I think last year, if I remember right, we came up with a name for this court. Do you remember that? Does that ring a bell?
It does. I can't remember what it was.
The pirate ship? I mean, that seems too
The
simple,
ship.
too easy.
Yeah.
Pirate
Their little commons area
Cade Wysong.
right outside of here has a name. We'll have to go take a look at that.
55-31, Cade Wysong with another bucket. DEJ goes up strong, lands on his backside, comes up a little lame. He's going to rub a little dirt on it. And he's going to be just fine. He'll go to the line. Shoot 2.
Devon Evans, shoot 2.
Great officiating crew as always. Funny to watch Coach Hance on the far side. You know, his team's up 55-31. But I'd love to see that because guess what? In addition to us seeing it, more importantly for him, his team's seeing it. Coach is going to go to bat for him when he sees that, or at least he feels that they were wronged. And he's doing it the right way. No, he's not throwing up his arms and screaming and yelling. When the official had an opportunity to give him his ear, well, Coach Hance took it and kind of let him know exactly how he felt. I don't think they're going to be exchanging Christmas cards, but still, in all seriousness, a lot of mutual respect between these coaches and officials here today. Taking their time are the Jaguars. 23-point spread for Blue Valley West. Well, looking ahead for both of these two squads, the Jaguars, mentioned earlier, they're one of the top 10 teams in Kansas Class 6A, which is the largest class in Kansas. They have 3 losses.
That foul line, Colton Wiseby with his first. Team's third.
2 of those losses to perennial powers, of course, Shawnee Mission South, as we mentioned earlier, and Republic High. They played them tough before falling 50-45 against Republic, Missouri.
Jacob Schluto on the line, shoot 1 more.
For Blue Springs, have a couple of losses. They have 1 win and 2 losses against teams from Nebraska. They went up there in a tournament. They played Lincoln High. And then St. Pius X On the south side of Lincoln. It's about 56 and A Street, is that right, Van Dorn? I don't remember. And then Lincoln Northeast. But they played all of those teams extremely tough. They're within 5 points of topping Rockhurst just a couple of days ago, or falling 62 to 57 to the Hawklets.
That foul on Donnell Judy hits first. His team's third foul.
Kansas Class 6A. As I mentioned, Shawnee Mission South right now, the presumptive number 1, Olathe North, followed by Mill Valley.
2-point basket good by Varsity.
Mill Valley lost to the host of the final game here this afternoon, Piper. A couple of weeks ago, hard-fought battle. Seems like they always have those whenever they match up. Had one last year right here for the 810 Varsity Showcases. Coach Kurt Bangle doing a great job with that resurgent Jaguar squad. And I mention that because the current principal of Piper High School, the great host for us this afternoon, is the former principal of Mill Valley High. How about that trivia?
That is an
Mr.
excellent little
Bogarts.
bit of knowledge.
57-35, 3.5 left in the fourth. Kenny Woodard.
2-point basket. Kenny Woodard.
It's a smooth shot. Good job scoring up the shoulders to the basket. And wide open on the left wing. Back iron. Offensive rebound. Brady Brungard. He's going to go right into the lane against the big fella, but he kicks it out to Colton Weisguth. 6'3" senior. Get some quality minutes here in quarter number 4. Green clears it, sets it back up top. He's working on Colton. Fakes to the left, waiting for a screen. Just not a lot of pep in the step right now, the Wildcats.
And some mass substitutions on each side. And we're seeing maybe some of the underclassmen that might not get as much playing time. We got number 14, Sanjay Mystery, in there for the Jaguars.
That foul on Hicks, his third.
Kool-Aid draws the foul. Brooks Bringman now about ready to inbound it for the Jags. Sanjay Mystery indeed gets the ball in the backcourt. He's going to push it up. Mystery, a 5'10" sophomore. Coaching staff loves his energy. And how about that? Getting way up. Somebody check his shoes. How does that young man have the vertical that he did? You see that? You see number 14, the way he just popped up like he had springs in his shoes.
It was pretty impressive to see how and just quick.
That was kind of bonkers. And the Blue Valley Northwest girls team is filing in down in front of us. As they wait the conclusion of this contest, the final 2:23. And after that technical foul that we were clearly not paying attention to, I'm sure that's a lot of frustration over there on the Wildcat bench. You can see Coach Jones and his staff, assisted by Coach Eric Schroer and Jordan Panitz. Blue Valley West, assisted by Mark Kern, Chris Lenner, and Matt Shulman, I beg your pardon. From the elbow, he's a big fella. He doesn't have to take too many steps to get closer to the rim.
But
he
he
won't
took
have a chance.
but he took one too many
Right.
steps there.
Indeed he did.
Peyton West returned for game 4. Blue Valley West.
And the crowd's starting to pack out, at least this side, getting ready to support the hometown team. So I highly doubt anybody wants to get close just so they can hear us. Usually we have
And
people
I mean, I've been meaning to talk to you about this for a little while, Sean.
right.
You might want to stand a little bit closer to the water in the shower.
To the water. Are we supposed to get wet?
Yeah, that's a big part of it.
Well, that would explain why everybody, well, at least Hayden didn't want to ride with me. He's pretty insistent. When I try to ride with him, he says, hey, can you sit in the back of the truck? I'm like, dang, it's a little bit chilly this time of year. 1:37 left, 58 to 36. Jags over the Wildcats. It has been a cat fight. But we certainly know who would it be the Tomcat, the dominant cat? What is it? I don't know the cat terminology like maybe Hayden would. You know, there's the alpha dog. Is there an alpha cat? Is that such a thing?
Apex, maybe?
The apex?
I don't know.
We're going to bring in Hayden Kilo here as we're talking about cats. You know, in terms of dogs, there's like the alpha dog. When you have a cat, and I know you have two of them, there's one that's kind of more of the ringleader. And what would the terminology be for that?
I think big jerks.
The big jerks. Well, we're not. Now, I'm sure the Wildcats probably think that of their opponents, all in fun, of course. You know, in addition to a very well officiated game, it's been a clean game, and there's no obvious, pushing and tugging or anything like that. And a lot of mutual respect by the players on the court. That's always a good thing to see. Less than 1.5 to go, 58-36. Young man, I think he slid at least 15 feet.
That foul on Brooks Brinkman, his third. Team's fourth foul.
5 team fouls for the Wildcats. 4 for the Jaguars. DeQuan Hicks waits for a screen. Right wing, no good. I don't know if you knew this. Last year I busted out, there was the left wing, which is between the corner and top of the key. It's essentially the wings beyond the three-point. And I said left wing, I called it the Democrats, and then, of course, on the right wing, called the Republicans. So you can about imagine there were some people that probably only heard me call, the Republicans or Democrats. Oh, I thought it sounded good. Sort of like a lot of jokes in my head. I think these sound amazingly funny, but they don't always come out like that. Nobody decided to play defense in the lane. So the big guy says, all right, I'll take a couple more points. Back to 21. Does not hit the rim. Does hit the waiting hands of Brinkman.
And Brinkman, not the tallest guy, 5'8", but he's been all over the floor, quite literally right
and
now.
There he is again.
But he's
time.
gotten the last 2 rebounds. He's in the right place at the right time. Definitely an all hustle team nominee for this tournament, this showcase.
You know what? For all you youngsters that are watching right now, that right there is how you earn more playing time. Sometimes, you can't. And we know this. There's some players that just roll out of bed and they're going to be able to run, 4.240, and they're going to be able to have, a 38-inch vertical when they're in 8th grade. But you know what? Most of us, mere mortals, well, we have to find a way to excel in other ways. In the case for a lot of these Jaguars, they are certainly getting it done just by determination and hustle. Look at that play coming in. How about Jaden Brown, 5'11" freshman, going the other way, a little off the mark, 7-6. Fade away, gets it to go. Gives the visiting team 42, and that buzzer
Valley West Jaguars 16.
signifies the end of game number 1. Showcase number 43. Blue Valley West 60, Blue Springs 42 is your final. We're going to rack and reset. We're going to, I think about 15, 20 minutes from now, we're going to be back for game number 2, and that's going to be between the Piper girls and Blue Valley Northwest. We'll have all of that, and of course, the final on the evening, two of the top teams in the Midwest, the Pirates, the host school for showcase number 43. Piper welcoming in Oak Park, the Northmen, coming into Kansas, hoping to escape with a win. We'll be right back. Game number 2 on the way.